Hey there, it's Heather Hakes. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sharing with you how to reinvent yourself to live your best life. Before we dive into today's video, I want to offer you a free video training on how to reprogram your subconscious mind. You can grab it directly in the description box below and also on my website, heatherhakes.com. Today, I want to break down the idea of reinventing yourself. I hear this often for individuals who want to better themselves overall. And I recently had a conversation with a serial entrepreneur, and I want to break down his pain points because I know that you can relate. And if you find yourself in his same shoes, I want to help you get from where you are to where you want to be, because I want to remind you that you can have, be, do, and experience anything you want in this lifetime when you get out of your own way. So here's what I want to break down. Here's where this individual found himself, and that's what he came to me for regarding coaching. He's a serial entrepreneur currently in transition, trying to figure out that next step. So here's what I want you to relate yourself. Maybe you find yourself in your own transition in life. You're trying to figure out your next step in business or at work or your relationships or your health. And the first step to creating any change in your life is awareness. Now, he went on to share with me a lot of his pain points, and he specifically emphasized he really needs motivation. He's seeking motivation. He thought that was his pain point, is that he was lacking motivation. Here's what I want you to understand. Motivation is not the problem. Lacking motivation is a symptom to a much deeper rooted problem. So I kept probing and I kept asking questions. He then went on to share with me that he feels that life is daunting. He's living in impatience. He feels scared, which is fear of failure. He's living in high stress. He said he's his own worst critic. He gets stuck in his head, and he went on and on and on. So let's paint a clear picture. If you resonate and you find yourself in similar shoes, if you're impatient, if you're your own worst critic, if you're distracted, if you're lacking clarity and vision, if you're not motivated and you're living in high stress, that is creating the current reality you're in. And that is going to keep you stuck in a negative thinking, feeling, vicious cycle going nowhere. So again, I kept probing and asking questions, and I figured out the root cause of all of those pain points, being his own worst critic, stuck in his head, distracted, impatient, lacking motivation, is that he doesn't have clarity. And guess what? When you don't have vision, when you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. So think about it like that. Think about an iceberg. The symptoms, your pain points are all only the tip of the problem. That's why you have to ask better questions to get to the root cause. And his root cause was lacking clarity and vision. So obviously that's easy to figure out to reduce all those pain points, but you have to sit down and take the time. You also have to understand, if you're lacking clarity and vision and you're sitting in fear of failure, overcoming limiting beliefs is part of the process. So here's what I want to help you do. If you find yourself also lacking motivation and you're seeking clarity and a vision for your future, a great tool to get started is simply a free flow writing exercise. What lights you up? What are you passionate about? What do you love doing? Where do you find yourself in the zone when you completely lose track of time? Now, I'm not saying you need to go and make a living from doing that, but you need to get clear. What brings you joy and fulfillment in life? And how can you create more of that? So again, painting the picture, I love how Dr. Joe Dispenza says that your personality, which is made up of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, is creating your personal reality. So remember, go back to the serial entrepreneur sitting in high stress, distracted, impatient, fear, lacking motivation. That is creating his current reality. And in order to create the reality and success that he seeks, he would need to become literally the opposite of all of that. So for example, clarity and vision, which is going to create belief, confidence, conviction. It's going to lead to intrinsic motivation, because external motivation is always fleeting. When you have a strong what, a vision, and a why, that purpose and meaning. Motivation is a natural byproduct. I get out of bed every single day because I know where I'm going. I have a clear vision. I know the impact I want to make. I know where I'm going in my life. So I don't ever seek motivation. I've just become that identity. So really reinventing yourself is creating this identity shift. You have to get really clear on who you've been. And so I literally do this pen to paper with my coaching clients. Let's write down, and you can do this right now. Draw a line down the center of your page. On the left side, write out all of your pain points, limiting beliefs, where you feel stuck. And you need to name them and be specific. Self-doubt, procrastination, distraction, fear of failure, fear of success. You're inconsistent, you lack clarity. Get really clear and write all of that down. Now on the right side of the page, write out your ideal version of you. What does that lifestyle look like? Who would you be? What are your thoughts? What are your emotions? What are your behaviors and habits? So for example, I get up every day around 6 a.m. I meditate first thing in the morning. Then I go to the gym. I like to get movement. And for me, that's my self-care practice, taking care of me, getting those feel-good endorphins. Then I come home and I'm intentional with the content I'm creating, with the calls that I'm having, and I'm deciding who I want to show up as. I live very intentionally and mindfully, but it's because I got clear. Now, where I found myself before I did this work as an entrepreneur was sitting in a lot of self-doubt, procrastination, and imposter syndrome. So just like this serial entrepreneur, somebody in that state, me, I could not create the impact, the influence, and the income I was seeking as that personality, as that state of being. So what I did is reinvented myself, created my version 2.0, which is the exact process I take my coaching clients through. I got really clear. I needed to be confident. I needed to be consistent. I needed to stop making it about me and get out of that comparison trap. The big takeaway from today's training is in order to create the life you want, in order to become limitless and have, be, do, and experience anything you want, because everything begins in imagination. If you can imagine it in your mind, you can realize it in your life when you start doing things differently, when you're showing up differently, when you have new thoughts, which lead to new emotions and create new actions. This is how you reinvent yourself, and this is the game of life. When you start being a conscious creator of your reality, which simply means living mindfully and intentionally, having awareness of those limiting beliefs, of those habits that are keeping you stuck and playing small, it's going to require a change of environment. It's spending time with new people. It's getting out of your comfort zone. And this is the path that you are seeking to grow and evolve and expand to your fullest and highest potential. Or you can stay stuck where you're at in mediocrity, settling for the status quo, but you don't want that. To sum this up, your takeaways from today, get pen to paper and sit down and become aware. Who have you been? What is your state of being, and what are your current results? And then it's creating clarity and a roadmap. What do you want going forward? Who do you want to be? What do you want to have, be, do, and experience? If you are seeking clarity and accountability and a roadmap on how to do this, I provide one-on-one coaching. I invite you to schedule a free call, link below, directly on my website, heatherhakes.com. I have worked with countless individuals who have completely transformed their mental health, their relationships, their physical health, their business revenue, and so much more. So what's possible for you when you get out of your own way and reinvent yourself? Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you're the first to know when new videos drop, and give me a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next one.